Okay, so it's Thursday evening, and for Peter Jennings here, who's been reporting live for the longest time, caring for the whole world, for sports dad General Patton of Fort Knox, I'm still working on getting rid of this offender clown under my home. I don't know who she thinks she is. She's a homeless carpetbagger criminal. I don't feel sorry for her. We'll pray for her. I don't appreciate what she did in my kitchen. I don't appreciate the stuff she's doing in my bathrooms. I've taken every step. I have armed surveillance. This stuff doesn't turn off like every other neighbor. We use cell phones around here, iPads. If we see something, we'll report it. I'm not going to hesitate to draw the line here. I'm not someone you disrespect in my own house or invade my privacy to, quote, get a public rise and humiliate a guy for upholding God. In the meantime, I just read something interesting on Good Morning America about William and Kate here. And I'm surprised that finally someone's hearing on the other side of this phone line, and it strikes me that for the second day in a row, Princess William, Princess Kate met with children parents. I'm sure your mom's smiling nearby. You can see her right now. She's smiling. She's glad that y'all talk about parents, education, and informative information on the effects of young minds of generations of future parents. Training classes for years to come in near Buckingham Palace. Keep in mind, not everybody has having a royal heart here. I don't want to put this quite bold as possible. Not everybody has Kate and William's life outside that gate, and what I'm hearing outside that gate is people are treated less than they're worth. Does that roll over well with Victoria over trumpets, or do you do that at random selection? Keep that in mind. I meant that wholeheartedly for a serious brother and a family member who calls you all family as much as friends. I want you all to remind yourself that you were once in a pitch tent for 2 cents a day selling apples during the 1920s of Victoria. Never forget your roots. I have a magazine that'll help you out if you need to come here, William. And because there's nothing more humble than somebody remind you of where you're from and how you started centuries ago. A nation would take, a next door would take nothing better than to show you exactly what that entitles to. Historic societies today, and I kid you not, love nothing better than to critique someone just for even doing the presentation. Having said that, for a die-hard, I'm the first one to help you all out. I also want to remind you when you're flying around, Harry, that if someone falls off a 2-story building, you don't want to go any higher than sea-foot level rescuing Harry or William. You could risk having them bleed out, and it risks injuring them further. If you don't know that by now, perhaps you should write it down the next time you're in a helicopter. Someone wanted me to pass that along. You don't want to be higher than 50 feet. Based on the fact that it's the same kind of pressure example of coming out of the water in scuba gear. If you go below 1,000 feet, what happens when you excel? Same exact feeling. A lot of folks don't know that. They never thought of that. If you lift that person above 3 floors, you risk injuring that patient while hauling them out of their what have you incident. I just wanted to give you a caution light on that. Your helicopter wouldn't tell you that part. It doesn't explain that in any trauma book. But this Patch Adams daddy knows exactly the fine points of cautious when you're lifting someone who broke their neck off a building. You don't want to be higher than 3 stories. So I thought I'd throw that out there, if ever. And I mean, it's Human Anatomy 101 here. I've been watching ER since I was a child. The TV show. And every other book. Carrying on, I'm glad that you all are helping out with suicide prevention in London. I'm glad Ireland is catching on and everybody else. Nobody ever likes writing Dear John letters. Oh, especially at 4 in the morning. I feel for the, like I said, many years, I feel for soldiers, platoon sergeants when it can get this soldier at 3 a.m. We got some sick clown female bigot on something who's trying to harass this guy, ooh, the wrong way. And I like them nothing better to come in here and find out who's tainting my coffee and putting ashtray in it as a reward for doing God's work. I like you all to keep an eye out, neighbors, and find out who this is that has the balls to come in here and trash my health as a reward for going to St. James and support folks and upholding God. You don't just see this in movies, CSI or Law and Order. To shampoos, I want to know who this sick, lard, female homeless criminal. I don't feel sorry for her. She's playing a childish trick, and she's one last rental scam clown we're gonna get in a very lawful way, who has no business invading my home, no business using folks to make a soldier look bad for caring for all. I think she needs to grow up and realize she's not gonna be stealing my life that I earned anytime soon. And I'll be the first one to put her in jail for a very long time. Her whisper clown voice doesn't work in this home. I don't care. She has no business being under my home. She has no business invading my privacy. She has no business being in these vinyl walls. If you see any of that in your homes or attics, you need to stand up for yourself again and take charge and call somebody that has a badge. And have them keep an eye out for your property. Nobody likes coming home and finding their place ransacked or used or bathrooms dirty because some imbecile thought they could bully their way into your life. Y'all need to stand up for yourself. How is anything going to be better if you don't take charge? I come from a very hard-working, strict military upbringing. Trust me, my father made sure I knew how to put a criminal, ugly lord, in jail with diaper mess. I mean, I don't see where they get off trying to taint, damage health, and make a person look bad for supporting the military who built this house to start with. We know better. There's a clown in every town, and being popular, I so rock. Being popular, it comes with a territory, not just royal family members. Actresses, actors, broadcasters go through the same kind of honest offender. Some people who don't want you to succeed in life, and you need to brush them off with a grain of sand and do something about it. I'm a John Walsh, America's Most Wanted supporter. God bless him and everybody else. To cops. I mean, you don't just watch this on TV. Proud kid, let me have support sports reporter dad here, who's not afraid to lend a friendship of bridge out there and say hi to somebody who I feel I've known for years. I know exactly how to help them out and stay afloat. A life vest, if you would call it. While doing some serious R&R on the fine points of reading what exactly gone on for a GMA diehard. Reading on here, there was visited Young Minds on Thursday in southeast London. The charity operates helpline for those needing support. And the Duke and Duchess observed that the call center underwent training themselves. Young Minds is one of the 8 charity partners of Heads Together, the mental health, right there down, young. In case you ever go to London, they have this program there, not just every other program I've been seeing coming up out of nowhere. Squared away, mates. Let me see. Raise up mental health awareness. Princess Kate is a remarkably candid. I have a psychology degree and know exactly where this entitles to. Princess Kate is a remarkably candid moment for somebody who watches Jeopardy here for years. Revealed that she and William naturally have concerns as Princess George and Princess Charlotte grew up. We parents ourselves, I'm sure, will face worries. We do face worries because we got a small young children. If those worries escalate, how vital is it to get support? And you're providing that support, she said. The couple has not been afraid to remind parents and teenagers that they would seek help if their children needed it. William and Kate used the opportunity of the helpline calling center to remind those coping with the stress of growing up that they should be no shame in asking for help. Princess William, Princess Kate, Mental Health Charities. The life and time of Duchess Kate. Kate added, as a parent and as a mother, having the feeling that there is somebody that there's non-judgmental that can provide that professional support and that can really provide helping a hand in a really difficult time. Duchess Kate looked regal in a scarlet red L.K. Bennett dress. The second day in a row she wore the designer to an engagement. Prince William was also moved by the stories he heard on the helpline the parents his wife spoke to. It is important that parents understand that you can be blunt at everything. It is totally fine to talk about it and to see help to speak up because we're not all superheroes. Sounds familiar. Reading on. There is a lot of pressure on parents, and most of it self-made parents themselves, where you feel you have been able to handle everything. You have to show strength and resilience to everything, but there are some times when I get too much. You need to reach out, and that's totally fine. So William and Kate have spent back-to-back days on a mission, raising awareness and mental health as spokesman for Head Together campaign. And Prince William, Prince Kate, along with Prince Harry, hope to change the conversation on mental well-being from one of fear and shame to one of support. The Duke and Duchess met your young people once they had conquered mental health challenges ranging from suicide, self-mutilation, social exclusion, bullying, depression. One word I'm vainly hard trying to make extinct in the U.S. dictionary is depression. I replace that with hope, faith, love here in the U.S. and around the world. Every 10 seconds there's someone feeling down and depressed. I hope you pass them along my YouTube channel and say, hey, this man, this guardian angel, wholeheartedly for the world cares about you and accepts you all for who you are. No judgments, as it should have been all along, since Rome, France, Italy, and everybody else that depend on this voice for answers here. The guy who knows how to fix things and where things were and where they are now, trying to better this world as much as the human heart and the human mind. Coming from somebody who launches fireworks for years, knows how to barbecue, cook, and watch Western movies and carry on a conversation like everybody else. You know, I've been watching Wheel of Fortune since I was a kid, reading National Geographic Reader's Digest since I was 6. I can turn a human anatomy book upside down and know exactly where to jumpstart a heartbeat, not just watching it in movies. Someone who's courageous and knows how to go out there and help people get off the streets and say, hey, everything's going to be a hunky-dory day. Things will get better. There's no way it can't. I'm not one to fail. For JFK Jr. here. Someone who knows exactly how to relate to a lot of things and bring the kid out of people is what I do best, and making people laugh. And reminding people how humble they began where they started. I'd rather be me than some heartless, don't care what kind of day you had kind of person. I'd rather cut that off at the chase and say, hey, this bloke is real. He doesn't cut it any other way. Paparazzi or no paparazzi, I'll just shrug it off like Queen Diane. I mean, bring it on. I'm still gonna hold a straight conversation with somebody and have a cheerful, hunky-dory day just like everybody else. I treat people as equal as they should be, and all along. I look at a painting right here, an oil painting that clearly says what Jesus in a manger looks like. Buckingham Palace, castles, towers, Mercedes, Benz. Meaningless. Seriously. If any princess who's known me for years would tell you that too. Tell someone that they're to their face. It's meaningless at 98. When you're holding a cane, you can barely get out of bed, and you hope to God this guardian angel right here is still standing next to you. Not just talking to you and saying hi. Hug little George for me, and Charles and everybody, and God bless you over there and what you're all doing to help with suicide prevention, depression, and everything else here I'm reading about. Prince William comforted reading on a 14-year-old boy at hospice in Linton who had recently lost his mother, telling him how he too still misses his mother, that late Princess Diana. I know how you feel. I miss my mother every day, he added. It's okay to feel sad. While the future king and queen listened to both these teenagers and parents they met over their 2 days of engagement, there were some lighter moments also. Prince William was asked by one young mother for her phone number for her daughter. Her joke, oh no, you don't want that. Kensington Palace said it's a statement through the Heads Together campaign. Their Royal Highness are keen to build on the great work that has already taken place across the country and ensure that people comfortable with everyday mental well-being feel able to support their friends and families through difficult times. That stigma no longer prevents people getting help they need. And that's pretty much it. Thank courtesy of GMA. God bless you, Robin, Kate, Jack, and everybody else. Michael, God bless y'all. And then everybody who's been on Good Morning Maker Fairs, especially Kelly Show. God bless. Catching up here. Reading on, I thought I'd go back there. And then I'll help you write this down. I'll repeat it again for you. Helpline Calling Center to remind those it's a serious organization that they just started, and it's to raise mental health awareness. God bless. Through the Heads Together campaign. So write that down, and it starts off. God. Heads Together campaign. It's a serious organization in the UK that just started. Yeah. Having said that, all that, God bless you, women here, and everybody else, and little Charlotte and everybody, and I hope everything that you're having a good day. And remind you one thing, that this family, friend, supporter of a dad is here to stay, and always enjoys being a part of your life like everybody else, and reminding people that it's important to remember who you are and where you come from, and it's important to know that, everybody's all walks of life, we are all God's children. I mean that wholeheartedly, sincerely. I keep Nancy Reagan and everybody else alive through me, as much as your mom, Queen Diane, who's not far and believes in the one Holy Spirit right here, who knows how to fix things and fix it real fast, and can take criticism in the face and brush it off. I mean, it's just childish nonsense. And people envious of what a person has and can never steal. I mean, I've been learning this stuff since I was in kindergarten school. And it's like my father bestowed upon such knowledge where even I know how to make fun of myself and carry on with a grain of sand like everybody else. That's what people need around here, a guiding spark, and I've been that spark for them since I started this program. Suicide prevention crisis and mental health and everything else for soldiers, helping people recover, especially recovering from moving to a new town, a new country, people who are feeling out of sorts, away from home, cut off from loved ones. That's another sign of where depression sets in. And you want that depression feeling gone. You want people to feel at ease. With something I do with replacing depression and anxiety with hope, faith, love, and everything else with God. And reading the good Lord's Bible just to help folks understand that, hey, maybe if you turn the page, it would not only help you in English, it would help you understand that we're all His children and there is a guiding spark in everybody who realizes ancient history and knows how to turn around and look dead center at you and put a flame of spark in you that you never thought possible, and hits you like radar with this psychic gift, and knows exactly where the Joan the Arc left off last time, being the Joan the Arc now, who reminds people of our forefathers to British American Revolution, 1812. I mean, I could talk about anything, to chess, to fencing, and polo, and carry on a normal conversation like everybody else. And I'm being quite the photographer as well. I make most women pay their patties with what kind of drawings I have in mind for photography. Cardiography, same thing. To acting, to singing. I mean, there are a lot of poetries out there in Shakespeare sense, and I've been writing poetry since I was a child. Having said all that, we're gonna go next to sports here. Find out what's going on NFL for our sportscaster dad. And it says Ezekiel Elliott NFL debuts tonight against Seahawks. Go Dallas. Yeah, I know exactly how Ezekiel Elliott is doing. He looks like he's doing that stance again. He's ready to make some serious opposite teams eat their Wheaties by morning. That's how John Madden smiles every morning. Do you see that? Okay, good. Because I'm going to rub that into some serious opposite teams. Y'all need to change your shirts to Dallas. I'm looking at ABC News Live. Look at World One Trade Center lit up in the colors of the Italian flag. That's pretty. Having said all that, going back to Wheel of Fortune here. Dun, 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 dun. And on to, let's see here. Happy birthday, Martin Harrison and everybody else. Let's go to what's going on in the news enterprise. God bless for GMA and everybody else who keep me up to date with the latest news and information, not just here in E-Town, ElizabethTown. The news enterprise who drop off their newspaper on this chief's front door, making sure I'm not caught off guard by current events as much as listening to them. On my closest entertainment, up-to-date information, jockeys here. Let's see here. But yeah, square away for our Clint Eastwood dad here. I'm glad that you're all in good health. I wish if you were standing here, I'd give y'all a hug as much as Duchess Redhead. Still a shy chicken. Write that down, you two little ones. Mom's a big, shy chicken to see Cookie Monster at 3 a.m. Aww. I had to do something to make that one feel like a little schoolgirl. I know she's watching. Like Grandma Elizabeth supporter of a supporter here. Where's that look on her face? He's smart. God bless, I gotta be quick. You know, it's important to stand up for others as much as new moms. New moms like Kate and everybody else. People are always trying to bring someone down who's worked so hard to get where they are, and I see that clear as day. Don't fall for Pontius Pilate. That's another thing Mom wanted me to pass along. People are always trying to bring someone down because they have more than most people, and it's unfortunate in today's society, and it's not right. People should be treated as equals. Especially when you come out that gay. Don't forget those who've been there for years supporting y'all, especially them Royal Guards who stand in place all day and have a nightlife of their own. Remember, they're not just a face there. That's someone guarding you with their life, their family's life, and so on. Remember that the little people need thanks too. Another thing she wanted me to pass on. Little people make the world prettier. Not just here, watching over everything in this whole capital amusement of entertainment to Christianity. Of a bachelor dad, God bless, who take the time out for such things. A voice of everyone. Sports, entertainment, rock music, daddy here. Carrying on, having said all that. Let's see what's going on with other teams. Carrying on. God knows God works in mysterious ways, and it's important that you all understand that regardless of what kind of day you had, there's always someone who had a harsher day. Not just in hospitals, I kid you not, there are threos who are recovering from leukemia. Y'all pray for them. I am just a proud supporter of the charity foundation that I started, one of many I support, not just Feeding America to pay $1, feed a child at IHOP. God bless y'all over there. And especially the one here in ElizabethTown, who know this die-hard Casanova who gets around and supports folks wholeheartedly and gives y'all a big bear hug. To that one I care about who lost her grandmother recently, I hope you got my cards, kiddies. And trying to cheer you all up. And everybody else at IHOP and every other restaurant, to the sports clubs, referees and everybody else, to the Irish and everybody else that I care about. I get around. General Pan's not afraid to walk miles to help folks get home in the rain. I mean, it's human nature here. It's not easy being Superman, but somebody's got to go out there and with their head high and say, so be it, what I got to lose. I got so much to gain. And that's not stopping anytime soon. I mean, I'm not intimidated by anybody. I go take you through a dungeon, we'll go sightseeing, launch some fireworks, and play Monopoly at the same time. There's not a thing I haven't experienced in life and still dusted myself off and others. That's how it should be all along. There's no discrimination. That word's extinct as much as famine, poverty, and everything else. Carrying on and having said all that, let's see. First draft, NFL now. God bless. Having said that, God bless Katie Nolan and Garbage Show and everybody else. It's in here. God bless. Haven't seen what's going on live. Look at the Capitol building in Washington City. Live look. Oh, there we go. Cares. Cares knows exactly why things are the way they are, and it's important to take it with a grain of salt. By the way, one thing I excel at is preventing crime. The other thing I excel at is helping bring hope and happiness back into people's lives as it should be all along. That's another thing that helps with depression. It helps having a nightlife too and trying new things. There are crochet clubs. There are all kinds of things to volunteer at. The local police department here in E-Town's hiring y'all military. So if you guys need jobs, why not be a police officer? You can apply for the citizens class. It's not too late. That's sporting here at the police department of Elizabethtown. You can apply online at their local police department, Elizabethtown PD site. I keep in touch with these guys, and I'm not afraid to speak out for neighbors and crime prevention. That's what Peter Jennings does here, junior supporter. And while keeping their legacies and what they did for the world very much alive, just like Dan Rather, ABC Nightly News, and Don Brokaw in DC, God bless them, and everybody else that's been on the news for years, from this caring writer who's not afraid to sit there and speak his mind for those in need, to Olympics in Rio. God bless. Ramo leads NFL precinct game after hit. The Cowboys quarterback lands awkwardly on the turf and immediately grabs his back on the third play of the game. Walked off on his own power. Can you believe that? Sometimes even a football player knows exactly when to stop. After playing so many years, the last thing you want is to be in a wheelchair crippled for the rest of your life. Yeah, it's the same principle people go by through WWF. I'm a diehard UFC dad. I know exactly what those wrestlers are thinking. They put their very life on the line. In one false move, it's game over. you hope to God that God is standing there and can help you walk again. I mean, it's devastating, and it's not just those walking around holding number signs. They risk their life too. Hi, y'all. And everybody else who take part in such wrestling entertainment. The very last thing reading on Dallas Cowboys wanted to happen in Thursday's night preseason game against Seattle Seahawks, Tony Ramo got hurt, and once again, it's his back. I hope you feel better, sir. Been watching y'all since Madden was coach. Still is coach and headstrong, with courageous heart while sporting y'all on the latest NFL reports. It happened on just third play of the game. On 2nd and 7, Romo took a short drop out of the shotgun. Rookie Ezekiel Elliott put a good block on KJ Wright. And Romo tried to tuck and run, but Cliff Arrow gave chase as Romo tried to accurately slide. Arrow tackled him from behind. Romo immediately clutched his back and rolled on the turf. He was slow to get up. Tony Ramo appeared to hurt his back. Great block by Zeke, but certainly not what the Cowboys wanted to see. You can see the photo. Romo took a great beating. Romo walked off the field in his power, and he tried some throws on the sideline, but it was a coach's decision to keep him out of the game. Good call. Yeah, it'd take a while to recover from such a beating like that and falling down with somebody on top of you. Kind of experience for years afterwards. Romo was not taken to the locker room, instead stayed with the rest of the Cowboys team, which was taken as a positive sign. Cowboys coach Jason Garrett, speaking on the team's broadcast, said, "We don't think it's a secure thing." Rookie Dak Prescott came into the game in Romo's stead. There's nothing plain about Dak Prescott's debut in Dallas. I haven't read that. What else? God bless. It's good that he's taking a break. It helps to heal from such a serious fall like that. After many years of playing quarterback, I hope you recover and get back in the game. What else? Let's see what's going on with NFL. God bless my home. And being the only one living here and looking out for folks, I can say what I please in my own house. No bigots excluded, and I don't need their sorry, pitiful excuse on cowardice, voicing their 2 cents of not needing info in my house all day, whisper or not. They need to grow up and get their own home. That's why their life's the way it is, and it's unfortunate for these carpetbaggers. If they want their life to be better, they need to quit doing crime and start doing right with folks in God. Coming from a voice of everybody here. Oh yeah. Greg Costas' quarterback study who is the Broncos' best option. Anybody? You can't analyze the Denver Broncos quarterback situation without the first considering how they want to play in order for the Broncos to win. Certainly early in the season, I would think. And then you got a bunch of new drafts, which I hope help keep that team defense together throughout the year, especially well into the Super Bowl. Dallas kicks butt every time with their new drafts. I've seen how some do their stances, and it looks good. I mean, there are coaches who work effortlessly day and night, making sure people don't fall over one another. And it goes in line with what Tony experienced. The NFL provided no new evidence on witnessing linking 3 active players to illicit conduct during interviews the league had with Trio this week. Illegal conduct. Multiple sources with knowledge of legal investigation and Algiers' performance-enhancing drugs reports total told Yahoo Sports. The source characterized the interviews of three players, the Pittsburgh Steelers, James Harrison, and the Green Bay Packers, Clay Matthews, being into sports that can relate to a lot of things. As basic questions scripted entirely from the allegations in that Al Jazeera reports, the source said the interview centered on whether there was contact or relations between each individual and Charlie Sly, a pharmacist who was taped. The broadcast network naming the trio as PED clients. The sources said the NFL provided no evidence corroborating Sly claims and that all three players denied the allegations of having a relationship with the pharmacist. Sly recanted his claims since the Al Jazeera report neared last December. It's unknown whether the interview will officially close the books on NFL investigation. However, they provided one notable turn in the probe of the league now is Matthews, Peppers, and Harrison giving on record denials that could be revisited and the NFL discovers contradictory evidence. The league threatened suspension for the trio if they didn't submit to a formal league interview about report. Peppers and Matthews spoke with the NFL officials Wednesday, with Harrison has discussed with the league on Thursday. I hope that goes real well. Being that that's how NFL's interviews of Matthews, Pepper, and Harrison went according to source here. Getting to the bottom of that. Carrying on. Vice versa, y'all need a prayer. I hope we get through it. Because that is some serious interviewing. Carrying on. Let's see here. Let's see what's going on with the Seattle Seahawks. That's where Tony Ramo got injured playing against them. Nope, that's a body go. Remember, Care Bears cares. If anybody can tell sports like it should be in news, it's Russell Morehouse right here, the one and only on Facebook. Seattle Seahawks dog Baldwin admits to agitating teammates after fight with Richard Sherman. How's that go these days? Y'all just go at it or you forget to watch Recruits, the movie. I'm just curious. Y'all didn't see the Recruits sometime. Y'all should see Recruits. So that way you'd feel like Dallas in no time and get it together and realize that without teamwork, without those gloves and mitts like it used to be, people miss the mitts and gloves only. Not all this armor y'all have now. Y'all getting spoiled. Back in the day, 1940, you were lucky if you had gloves and mitts. And you went out there with your bare hands in snow. Remember to play for the love of the game and don't let what other people's opinions, which they have their rights to, get you down or put you into the wrong mood. The Seattle Seahawks have been interesting under head coach Pete Carroll. Carroll's known for letting guys be who they are, and some of his players, well, they seem to have taken things a little out of control. The Seattle Seahawks have been interesting under head coach Pete Carroll. Carroll is known for letting guys be where there are some players, well, they've taken advantage of this approach. Defenseman Michael Barron had gotten into a couple of scrapes in training camp, and earlier this week it was Doug Baldwin and Richard Sherman's turn. Sherman went after Baldwin after the receiver had a league-high 14 touchdowns last season, went past both Sherman and safety Earl Thurmas for a score to go on a route down the numbers. The new Tribute's recap of the fight doesn't sound major, but it was serious enough that Baldwin showed up in the field the next day with a bruise on his forehead and stitches on the bridge of his nose. Baldwin and Sherman have been teammates for years, going back to their days at Stanford, but Baldwin said it wasn't an orchestrated dust-up through. Baldwin may have initially prodded his friend. Obviously, temper flares, Baldwin told the News Tribute. Sherman's really upset that we keep destroying him in practice. He's upset that the receivers are getting the best out of him and the defensive backs this year, so he takes offense to that. Baldwin added that he's not worried by the number and practice scuffles, not concerned with it as long as it doesn't spill over to our play on Sunday. Or Thursdays this week, I guess you should say, but we always like the level of chippiness because it brings out the true level of competitiveness in us all. I admit, if I'm kind of agitated in that at times, he said, but it's because we need it. We don't like it. It's just passing carrots at the time of the practice. We want to bring out the competitive nature. We want to see the dog and guys so we can bring out the best their abilities, not just watching that movie, The Recruits. Or Al Pacino's football movie. That one gets people every time I watch it. God bless Al. He did an amazing job playing his coach in that movie. I admit it, I'm kind of agitated at times, but it's because we need it. We don't like it. Just be peace and carrots all the time in practice. And then the fine points of what a coach really goes through just to keep a team from killing one another while before or after a game. Or even on the game ground. Since Dallas started, what date that was established? I'll let you all look that up. But it's because we don't like it, just the peas and carrots, and all the time practice want to bring out their competitive natures. We want to see the dogs and guys, so we bring out the best in their abilities. So yeah, not too concerned about it. We probably taper it down here a little bit as we get closer to the season to make sure we are all healthy and focused on that task of hand. Bob even took him at Bennett, who isn't known for holding his tongue. Bennett said this week there's a code amongst players and that they shouldn't go too far in terms of physical against their own teammates. Someone's looking at my background. Oh, two generals. Look at that. Oh, wait, I've got imaginary 3 books. One says Patton. I'm looking at MacArthur. I read Brayley the other day. That's over here on a bookshelf. I thought I teased the living daylights out of Miss Sportscaster Boston here. Oh wait, do you see a beer can anywhere? Okay, good. A few pointers here. Generals, God bless. Thought I'd tease you real hard. Knowing you all like to party up there. Just be careful and be safe out there. Much love, Skippers. Reading on, I'm kind of an agitator that at times he said, but it's because we don't like it. There's photos everywhere. I don't reveal everything I have, though. For good reason. You gotta watch out these days. People try and steal anything that other people earned rightfully. Squirtle, eh? I'll admit it, I'm kind of an agitator at times, he said, but it's because we don't like it, just the DVPs and carrots all the time in practice. We want to bring that competitive nature. We want to see the dog and guys so we can bring out the best in their abilities. So yeah, not too concerned about it. We'll probably taper it down here a little bit as we get closer to this season. He writes, to make sure we are healthy and focused on the task at hand. Baldwin even took aim at Ben, who isn't known for holding his tongue. Ben said this week there's a cut amongst players, and that wouldn't go too far in terms of physically against their own teammates in practice, but unless player health or Bennett's at a livelihood at risk. Baldwin found that funny particular coming from Bennett. I mean, yes, there is a code, but Mike B doesn't always necessarily operate by the code. Either Baldwin said it's hard to take him serious when he talked about other guys taking food off his kid's plate when he was driving around here with 10 different cars, you know. It's all relative. You take it with a grain of salt. Something I've been trying to tell Katie, knowing everybody else. Don't let criticism get you down, and don't let people sit there and mock you publicly or what have you, bring you down. We're all somebody's children in God's eyes. We're all equal. I mean, there's no such thing as someone better than anybody else. That's not how I see things. And I was standing there, I give y'all hugs, who've been on for years telling sports. I mean, yes, there is a code, but Mike B writes, doesn't always necessarily operate by the code with the ball. One said it's hard to take him serious when he talks about other guys taking food off his kid's plate. When he's driving around here with 10 different cars, you know, it's all rather you take it with a grain of salt. Teammate finding one another publicly talking some trash just another day, Seahawks camp. God bless Seahawks and everybody else. Oh, diehards of Casanova here. Of Casanova the World 20 on YouTube. Of the USO and everybody else I support around the world. Superman double times it faster than most people can shake a stick and watching football at the same time. I want to remind you to stay healthy, eat healthy too. You are what you eat. Watch the salt intake on some of you football players. I don't want you dropping like concrete blocks in the middle of a game because your cholesterol was too high. God bless you, even from a Campbell's can. God point of view. Let me see here. What next? It was quite a fall. Glad people are watching out for one another. Now y'all got these back braces and everything else, not just gloves and mitts during winter and August fall season coming up. Which is cool because that helps you protect your spine. Because when you get thrown or punted, you can take quite a beating for the yos. I mean, some people get headaches sitting there being thrown high up in the air and then 5 people landing on you for the football. God bless. Caring for the world and taking it on with a grain of sand. Carrying on here. There's nothing plain about Dak Prescott's debut in Dallas. Hi, Dak. God bless you. Frisco, Texas, courtesy of AP News. Dak Prescott shrugs at the suggestion that the Dallas rookie quarterback starting success in 2 preseason games in product of what skeptics might call the vanilla defenses of the exhibition season, that on them they went to throw vanilla or whatever they want to throw at me, Rocky Road or whatever you want to say. The 23-year-old former Mississippi State standout said, I'll just go out there and just try to concentrate on our game plan and go put out my best. Prescott had a presentation NFL high 158.3 passes rating with 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, and a pair of rushing TDs, giving the Cowboys plenty to think about for backup. Tony Ramo, after incumbent Kelly Moore broke his right ankle early in training camp. Hope y'all feel better. Executive Fight President of Personal Stephen Jones, and the day after Moore's injury, that the Cowboys waited a veteran in the room with Romo. The number 3 quarterback is a second-year player, Januel Showers, who spent most of the season on the practice squad. Jones stops short of indicating he might have changed his mind, but his dad, owner, and general manager Jerry Jones sounds ready to commit to Prescott, who would have to say that the more reps these young guys are getting, then the better it is for the team. The better is for the evaluation of their progression, Jerry Jones said after Prescott threw for 2 touchdowns and ran 2 more in a 41-14 preseason win over Miami. If you weigh all that, the logic goes toward your better shakes today to go with them than you were 3 weeks ago. I would say we are. Prescott likely gets his best test yet Thursday night at Seattle, where he figures to play most of it, not all. The second half, Romo should get the bulk of the first half in what will be the longest preseason outing. The backup job in Dallas is an important topic because Romo missed 12 games last season with twice broken left collarbone. The Cowboys went 1-11 without the 36-year-old during a first to worst 4-12 preseason to NFC East. Dallas declined to bring in another veteran to supplement Moore, suggesting he showed enough in 2+ games last season to be a viable backup. After Moore's injury, Prescott showed the same qualities the Cowboys say they saw the moment he arrived. As a 4th-round pick, the first quarterback drafted by Dallas since 2009. Anytime you see a rookie come in and have the production he had, it's surprising thing beat by any rookie, Stephen Jones said. But in terms of from the day he walked in the door, he's shown a lot of unique intangibles, I think rare intangibles, in terms of his leadership, his people skills, his ability to lead. Getting the start, the preseason operator at the Los Angeles Rams. The first game in LA is more than 20 years. Prescott directed across drives on 3 of 4 possessions, helped the Cowboy build a 24-7 lead. Prescott completed his first 8 passes the next weekend against the Dolphins and 22-27 for 338 yards through 2 games. Seeing him in the game is just an extension of being a practice linebacker. Seeing Lee said, the more I get to know more him, there's a reason why he's been so successful in college and why he played so well. He got the person where he was constantly trying to learn. And perhaps his biggest achievement so far, Prescott reporter asked him how he made it look easy. I don't think he's the right word, said Prescott. We joined Tim Tebow as the only set quarterback with at least 70 touchdowns passing and rushing in a career. I've got 2 great veterans, great coaches who are putting me in great position to have success. I'm thankful for that, but it's a lot of hard work that goes into this. Prescott talks frequently in his own high experiences expectations, which would seem an automatic rejection of the notion that he's surprising him, even himself, but he's willing to conclude so slightly. You never really think you come in and have a quarterback rating like this, but you're going to try your damnedest to do it. Prescott said, I'm just going to continue to do that today and practice in the game as well. This time next month, Prescott will be another Romo injury away from seeing how he handles the real thing. Hope y'all knew drafties hang in there. There's always someone ready to the daylight here just for that ball. God bless y'all. Y'all hang in there. Go Dallas from my sportscaster heart. Let's see here. Carrying on, having said all that. I hope everybody has a great week from my sports reporting heart here live in Elizabethtown. God bless y'all. Keeping up to date with the current and latest in sports news on the NFL and everybody else. Remember that if anybody cares about you, even in the football playing industry, there is one man here that stops suicides and depression and replaces with hope, faith, love, and everything else that God bestowed on me since birth. Reincarnated 3 times just to help you out, the viewer. Remember that there is someone here who cares wholeheartedly for everybody, regardless of where you're from, what kind of day you had or night, and that someone who can take East bigots for snacks and puts them in jail for their problems, especially rental scam artists, who don't have any business voicing their opinion in my house and belong in jail, not under a home, which some serious law enforcement officers will be helping with them with shortly on why you shouldn't be harassing a soldier who lives by himself in his home, because it's not right and it's childish. And they need to get some help. Anyhow, they'll be dealt with shortly, soon enough. I mean, I don't know who they think they are. They don't live here. They'll be helped along soon enough, and I hope everybody has a great week, a great night, and remember to stay positive from the one guy who doesn't take crap from nobody and knows how to tell sports and news like it should be with God's love. Much loves. Here in Elizabethtown, Kentucky, from my single, caring, romantic heart, Pride and Prejudice, Notting Hill, Sleepers in Seattle dad of a proud parent of a 7-year-old boy of the United States Army, U.S. Air Force officer's son whose folks live in Washington. Hope y'all have a great week. Remember to stay healthy and stay positive and stay tuned. Much love.